URC quarterfinal number 1, folks. Glasgow against Connacht. Glasgow get the expected win, 32 points to 21, but geez, if you didn't give it a good crack, Connacht. Like, you're the 8th qualifying team. You've been on this fairy tale run to make the 8. Going away from home, you gave them a good crack. I don't think Connacht had a lot of luck with like injuries and HIAs and whatnot, but Glasgow are still a pretty good team, aren't they? They scored some really, really nice tries, more in the second than in the first. There's one stat which I feel like really shows Glasgow's, I guess, difference maker. But we'll go through the key events and whatnot, and you guys can let us know your thoughts on the match. It was a cracking one to start my Saturday morning here in NZ, obviously Friday evening over in Glasgow. Flying start from Connacht. Prendergast got them on the board, and there was a big period of Connacht pressure, which they were able to convert on, 7 points to 0. They had the position, they had the territory. They had been held up first, and then they were able to convert it a bit later. So good, cracking start from Connacht. That's exactly what you need away from home. But Glasgow's reply was perfect. They turned their own period of pressure into points. They had mauls going after Connacht conceded a penalty. They got Connacht on the yellow card warning. Finally, Schickerling goes over after a tap and some phases, so 7 points apiece. That's all the scoring of the first half. The rest are there are some missed chances for sure. Like, Connacht did go down to 14 men when Sam Elo got pinged for being offside, that yellow card warning still being in effect. But 15 v 14, the closest Glasgow came was the Johnny Matthews not given try. The TMO chalked his one off for a bit of obstruction. After initially being given by the ref, TMO says, no, there was obstruction at the maul. So Matthews' try is chalked off, and Glasgow can't punish with the man advantage. Kyle Steyn put in a cracking try saver. He got man of the match in this game, scored a couple of tries, but try-saving tackle on Josh Ioane. Josh Ioane was looking to cut loose as well. But Glasgow with a turnover following that to keep Connacht at bay. Both sides, to be fair, missed chances. Like, Glasgow knocked it on when they were down Connacht's end. Connacht passing to touch. Silly, soft penalty to be conceding Connacht when you'd stop Glasgow from taking a quick line out, that kind of thing. Nobody scores. We go into the shed, 7 points apiece. But I feel like Connacht probably, the stats are pretty even at halftime, but Connacht probably needed to make a little bit more pay. They needed one more score at least from that first half. Possession is edging Glasgow's way, but Connacht's had one more line break. They've had one more tackle busted. But I think key, they've been into Glasgow's 22 6 times. Whereas Glasgow have only been into Connacht's twice, and they've both come away with a try. So the conversion rate for Glasgow there is a lot better. Penalty conceded 8 against 3 with Connacht on the wrong side of that one. Obviously doesn't help, but Connacht needed one more try from those 6-22 entries. Second half starts, and it's very close to a quick-fire double from Glasgow. They get the first one through Steyn. He starts it with a 50-22. He finishes it with a great line. Captain fantastic. And then they have a second one chalked off for a forward pass. It's a pretty blatant forward pass from Dempsey to Horn. Probably the one that you would like one of the assistant refs or the ref to pick up live, but the TMO does the TMO's job and chalks that one off rightly. And then 54 minutes, they do get it anyway. They make it a 2-score game. It's some pretty sweet Glasgow play. The scrum's been good all game, but they get their key guys just to link up. It's the scrum getting the advantage. That man, Tuipulotu, he takes it to the line. He's able to just pop it up the back. You've seen it so many times, but it still works to Lancaster, and then Lancaster to Mackay. 21 points to 7. It's starting to look like Connacht are really up against it, but to their credit, they did look to hit straight back. They didn't quite get it because they got turned over, but Josh Ioane, he took a high shot, which I thought might have been worthy of a bit more scrutiny. Nothing came of it, but he went off for an HIA, which he failed. So that's why I say, I think in other games, that incident probably gets looked at more than this one. Usually rugby errs to the side of, hey, has there been head contact? Let's overanalyze it, with the, player safety being paramount. Whereas this one, they kind of seem to want to brush that off, which is just unusual. It's not usually the way it goes. And the fact that he fails the HIA makes it look worse, I think, in hindsight. That'll be an interesting one on review. But as I said, Connacht were, despite the fact that 2 scores down, trying to throw the kitchen sink in it. They did get a try. Initially, the ref called it held up, but the TMO once again comes in with a correction, saying there's a clear grounding. I'm a bit torn on this one because I feel like the ref and the guys on the field should be getting these live. That one was a bit harder because it's like a bunch of bodies. And the TMO is doing the correct job by, actually showing the ref that there was a clear grounding. Heffernan was able to get that one. But yeah, it's just, as a fan, it's just unusual to keep seeing referees' decisions get overturned. As long as we get the right decision, that's, I guess, the most important part. But bad news for both sides is Hugh Gavin goes off on a stretcher for Connacht, so they're down a man. And then Alex Samuel goes off with a yellow card for Glasgow because of repeated Glasgow infringements defending. So back to a one-score game, 21-14. Fewer players on the pitch. Who's going to get it done? Glasgow. Glasgow make it back to a two-score match. Pick and go from Ogun to Beju. Again, a little bit of a question mark. Was he the last man at the ruck? Ref says, Talakai hadn't quite joined, so he's free to pick and go. He lumbers over the big replacement second rower, 28 points to 14. But then Connacht, man, you guys just refuse to give up. You don't know when you're beaten. I love that about Connacht. They've been, as I said, it's part of the reason that got them into this playoffs. Divine with the line break. The Fords go to town. Beelum gets Connacht's third. So 28-21. But final say goes to Kyle Stain into the corner after maul advantage. So it's the Glasgow forwards with those electric backs combining for try time. And that one I wrote is surely game. And sure enough, it is. So Glasgow, man, you had to keep fighting for it. You had to keep Connacht at arm's length. But they did manage to get it done. But it's a hell of a game. In terms of a quarterfinal between first qualifier and bottom qualifier, these ones can be like pretty boring matches. They can be really lopsided. They can be uninteresting. But this match was a proper tit-for-tat arm wrestle. Like Connacht were 2 scores down, 1 score down, 2 scores down, 1 score down. It was cracking stuff. Obviously, it sucks that, Connacht really unlucky with the injuries and whatnot, but they gave it a good go, and I think Glasgow will be better for having been properly tested in this match. Some stats. The key one I feel like is the turnovers one is 7-2 in Glasgow's favour. So sometimes when they were under that pressure, they were able to get guys like Rory Darge just a pinch ball. Shuts down Connacht's potential attacks. Like line breaks is 6-5 to Glasgow, so they edge it. Defenders beaten is 26-18, so even a bit more than just edged to Glasgow. Glasgow got the possession and territory. Penalty count is 11-7 against Connacht, so most of the key areas go to the team that won, which I think makes sense. Like key guys to stand up for Glasgow: Darge 2 turnovers, 1, Tupelotu 14 carries, Stain 3 line breaks, Dempsey 23 tackles. All these guys are such key players for Glasgow. Like for Connacht, Darren Murray 21 tackles, Josh Ioane before the HIA finishes the match's top meter getter with 136. But yeah, cracking way to start the game. Connacht, your season's over, but as I said, things are looking up for the future based on what we've seen from the tail end of this season in Glasgow. Pressure's on. I don't think you're at your home stadium next week. You're off to Edinburgh. So that'll be different. Hopefully it doesn't affect the lads and they still feel like they're at home. But we'll see how far they can go this URC season. You guys let us know your thoughts on the match. Subscribe to the channel. Take care. Talk to you guys again soon. See you later.